I'll start off this video by pissing off a lot of people. JJK has always been mid, it's never been greatest anime of all time, unlike Crunchyroll says. But what I want to talk about today is specifically JJK's manga, because the anime, it's okay, it's mid, but it's alright. But the manga, it went downhill. It's became garbage. I won't lie. It's maybe not garbage. The fights are alright, but it's mid. And anyone that says otherwise is lying to you or they're delusional. So I will explain to you today why JJK's manga is mid and what makes it so mid. Alright, so I'll start off by talking about how Gege doesn't actually know how to write character and introduce them in the story. It's not true. Gege actually knows how to write great characters. It's just that I'll say Gege is a he because I don't know what person it is anyways. So Gege doesn't know how to introduce the characters in the story. And what I mean by that is that Gege has a kind of thing where he writes characters that are so overpowered and with power that are so strong that you just can't write them into the story and make the story fun and compelling to read. Like an example of this is Gojo, right? Gojo was sealed for the whole reason that it was too strong. So Gege was like, oh, what could I do? Oh yeah, I will use the strongest fucking enemies in the anime and seal them. Yep, that's what I'll do. That's the whole reason why Gojo was sealed, by the way, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, Gojo was sealed because he was too strong. And a lot of other characters experience the same thing. Raume and Akari, they were seen fighting off screen. They were never seen actually. They were fighting off screen for 20 chapters. And why is that? Why were they fighting off screen? Because Gege didn't know what to do with those characters. Imagine Sukuna plus Raume fighting the squad. They would die. They would die in 2 chapters. There's nothing to do. And Akari fighting Sukuna, he's just immortal. So what is he gonna do? Just fight Akari for the rest of eternity? So those 2 characters were kind of problematic. So Gege just sent him away. Another example of this is one of a very personal example, and it is Kenjaku. Kenjaku is kind of the same thing as it is with Raume. Kenjaku was just too powerful and too strong to be left alive, and to let him go fight with Sukuna. So Gege has to find a way to kill him, and he didn't know how. So what did he do? He created a whole ass character. I don't even know what his name is, but the stand-up comedy guy, we'll call him that. The stand-up comedy guy is another character that's too powerful for the plot. So he just, after getting rid of Kenjaku, what does he do? He just fucking falls asleep for no reason. It's not even explained. What is going on with those characters? Kenjaku died because Gege didn't know what to do with him. The stand-up comedy guy, who else? Maki is also a character that's way too strong, and Maki just ended up doing absolutely nothing. So let's say she's with the gang and she's just away. Tsukimi, that's also personal. I was expecting so much from this character. If you don't know what Tsukimi is, it's the blonde girl that what's his fucking name? Todo, there you go. That teach Todo what to do. She's Todo's teacher, and she died. She died to another meaningless character's hand. She died by Kenjaku. Kenjaku killed her. And I was expecting so much from her. Her technique looked so cool, and she had a great ideology and all that, and I was expecting so much from her, and she just died without any meaning, without any reason. She was protecting Tengen, but Tengen ended up being taken away, so she served zero purpose. She didn't even hurt Kenjaku enough for it to be meaningful. She did nothing. Kenjaku did nothing, Tsukimi did nothing, the stand-up comedy guy did nothing, Iguruma, the lawyer, this guy was built up to be a fucking genius, better than Gojo, and what did he do? He tried fighting Sukuna, got bodied, nothing else. It's his technique is so busted that Gege just can't write them to the story in a meaningful way. The only characters that are actually meaningful in JJK right now, or in the manga during the Shinjuku Showdown arc, are Yuji, okay, who else? Maybe Yuta, Sukuna, Gojo. That's it. No one else is actually meaningful in a meaningful way. That is so sad. Gege can't write characters into the story. It just doesn't fit. I don't care about any of those characters. It's another thing about Gege and writing characters. I do not care about any characters. I watched Vinland Saga Season 2, and I cared about characters that had less screen time than fucking Nobara, and I can't even care about Gojo. Honestly, if you're not a Gojo dick writer, you don't care about Gojo. When Gojo died, I felt nothing. I was just oh, it's funny, Among Us guy died. And that's it. I felt nothing else. Gege just can't write character that I care about. The only character I care about a little bit is Yuji. I mean, even when he died, I didn't care. I just can't bring myself to care. I don't care about the characters. All of them are meaningless, and most of the reason why they're even in the story is because Gege was just, I don't know, Gege wanted to put them in the story, but they don't have anything to do in the story, so they just die for no reason. That's just so sad. Okay, whatever. I'm talking too much about characters. This is already going like 4 minutes and 30 seconds long, and it's not supposed to be that long. So, all right, let's go to the next subject, and the next subject will be the problem with the Shinjuku Showdown. So, the Shinjuku Showdown. There's a big problem with this arc overall. I'm not going to talk about the Colin game because I don't mind the Colin game. The Colin game is not perfect. There's a couple of shit that don't make sense, but it's fine. You know, it's all right. It's enjoyable. I love the fights. I love the three-way diamond expansion that we got. I think the fights are cool. I love Megumi against the Receipt guy. I love all of those fights. I think the Colin game is cool. We get to see Akari. We get to see like Akari Femboy's girlfriend's technique. We get to see a lot of cool shit. So I'm not too mad about this one. This arc is kind of good. The problem I have is Shinjuku Showdown. I have a problem with this arc. Why do I have a problem with this arc? Because it's fucking stupid. Okay, so Shinjuku Showdown basically starts when Gojo starts fighting Sukuna. Or let's say it starts there. I don't know where it precisely starts. But Sukuna starts fighting Gojo. And okay, Gojo died off screen, which is, I find it fucking funny because I hate Gojo fans. But yeah, it's funny. And they just kept praying that Gojo would come back like for the next 40 chapters, and when he came back it wasn't actually him. That is funny. But if we just look at it from like a writing perspective, a writing standpoint, like a story standpoint, like as a writer, this shit is atrocious. So Gojo just died in an atrocious way, which is a pretty bad start. After that, we've all seen the meme of like the Sukuna cycle, right? Where it's just, oh, there's a new person. Oh, this person is getting hyped up. Oh my god, this person may be able to beat Sukuna. And then, oh, this person fights Sukuna, this person does nothing, this person dies or just gets hurt too much, and then, oh, there's a new person. Let me remind you people that at some point we thought that Kusakabe, this random character that does nothing for the entire show except complaining, we thought this guy was actually special. We thought this guy might be better than Gojo. Like, what? Were we on crack? Why? I think it's like, you know, like Todo believes that Yuji's his brother. I think that JJK has kind of a similar power where it makes us think it's better than it actually is. It is just so stupid, but people think it's peak for some reason. So, yeah, I hate the Sukuna cycle. I think it's predictable, it's annoying. For like 40 chapters, it's like, oh, those two characters are fighting. Like, Sukuna and this character is fighting. This character's dead. Oh, who is it gonna be next chapter? Oh, it's gonna be him or her. Oh my god, they died. Who's it gonna be next chapter? Oh, Yuji's coming back. Oh, Yuji's out. Oh, who is it gonna be next chapter? And then for like 2 or 3 chapters, it's someone else. And then Yuji comes back with someone else that's somehow alive. And then, oh, Yuta comes back. It's like, it's just fucking annoying. What I would have liked to see instead of just 1v1, we do get some 2v1 sometimes and shit, but like, what I would have liked to see was like, I don't know, the vibe that we got from Todo and Itadori fighting Anami from season 1, or Nanami and Itadori fighting, what's his name, Mahito. I would have liked to see something like this, a real 2v1, or maybe we could have like gotten something even better, a 3v1. Imagine seeing like Todo, Maki, and Itadori just, and I don't know, imagine Todo comes back with like the reverse curse technique, so now he's got his technique back, and he keeps clapping, and then, oh, Maki's like she attacks Sukuna, and then, oh my god, no, it's actually not Maki, it's actually Yuji. I would have liked to see Todo be more meaningful in the final arc, because it just makes so much more sense. He helped Yuji learn the Black Flash while fighting Anami. He helped Yuji when he was depressed that all of his friends died during the Shibuya arc, and it would have made so much sense to see him come back in a more meaningful way to fight Sukuna. But sadly, we got none of this. Yeah, we could have gotten so many cool like character interaction. We could have like gotten so many cool ability between their interaction, you know, like outside of just Todo, Yuji, and Maki, like 3v1, we could have gotten, I don't know, Iguruma and Yuta fighting like in court. We could have seen, oh my god, I don't know, man, the stand-up comedy guy, but this guy was too busted, so, you know, Gege just had to keep him away. We could have seen so many cool interaction between cool abilities, and like Yuta stole so many abilities during the Golden Game. You could have seen so many crazy things happening, and we just see nothing. Sadly, it's just like the characters show their abilities, and like that's it. It's like the only cool thing is like Yuji developing into powers, and like Yuta's domain expansion, and Yuta taking Gojo's bodies. Like, it's all right, but outside of that, nothing cool happens. I just, it's not that good. It's not bad. The fighter like not bad in any way, but they're like basic. That's why I say it's mid, because it's like the bare minimum, right? It's like it could have been worse, but it could have been way better. So that's pretty much it for the Shinjuku Showdown. There's also a couple things I would have liked to see. Like, this is my conclusion, by the way. It's like I'm concluding the video right now. There's a couple things I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see maybe, I know people are like, oh, you don't need to have like you don't need to see the character's past to make it like a good character. And it's true, JJK doesn't need to be Naruto with like 5 episodes of flashback for a character you barely see, but I would have liked to see a little bit maybe of insight on Tengen, Sukuna, and Kenjaku who's passed 1,000 years ago. I would have liked this maybe. As I said, I would have liked to see an OG 2v1 or 3v1 during the final fight. I would have liked Nobara to never come back. I would have liked a lot of things to happen differently. More people to be actually dead. I would have liked to see many things happen. We could have seen so many cool things instead of just having 1v1, v1, v1. But as you all know, Giga doesn't care about JJK and just wants to end it. So, unfortunately, we didn't get any of this. We could have gotten also so many different storylines. We could have seen so many cool things, but that's a story for another day. If you want me to make a video about all those storylines I think could have been cool and all that, tell me in the comment section, so I will make a video on this. If I can farm JJK 8 watching, I will do it, because it works. I'm sure it will work. I'm actually confident in this video, because JJK 8 watching, so many people love JJK. I'm just talking about this before concluding. Why do so many people love JJK? You know, I understand that you love watching some shonen fights, but I'm a lore enjoyer guy. I love Vinland Saga Season 2, and I think that people that love Vinland Saga Season 2 won't like JJK, and JJK people won't like Vinland Saga Season 2. I think that, you know, it's alright to love JJK, you know, before anyone kills me. If you watch this entire video, I do enjoy JJK for what it is. A good shonen. That's what it is. It's a good shonen, but outside of that, the story's not crazy. The characters, as I said, have underwhelming endings. Gege doesn't know all to introduce the characters in the story, and it's just sad, you know. It's like JJK is alright, and I think most of the reason why people love it is because it's silly. It embraces the silliness. It's a silly shonen, and it's a good shonen with a great power system. And I agree with this, and I understand why people love it. But I just gotta be honest with myself and with everyone else. I think it is, as a story writer standpoint, as a story writer point of view, it is pretty medium, and it kept falling off. The Colon Game arc was not as good as Shibuya. The Shinjuku Showdown was not as good as the Colon Game arc, and the end of JJK is just like, oh my god, this truly was our Jujutsu Kaisen all along, and I don't think it's fantastic. But hey, that's just me. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you want me to talk more in depth about this, and you are also a JJK mid enjoyer, well, comment in the comment section and like and shit and whatever the fuck you want to do. Actually, I don't care. So I will talk to you another day, people. I love you. Ciao.